Right guys, welcome back to the Regal Gentleman Studio and welcome back to Save or Shave. Now everyone seemed to really enjoy the last video, so we thought we'd do another one. We're going to buzz it all off, or we're going to be able to save it. Let's see what happens. This series is made possible by our sponsor, Manual. And today we've got Arran in the chair. Now, what are we doing, mate? Are we saving it or are we shaving it? What are your thoughts?
I think we're going to save it for the time being.
Save it, okay.
Yeah.
So what would you like me to do, or what is your expectation of what we can try and do to save it?
I'm probably just in a phase of mixing it up and trying to see what we can do with it for the time being.
Okay. We are quite limited to what we can do with it though.
Right, okay.
Just because of the level of recession. What have you got in mind? What are your thoughts?
I normally do try to stick it back.
Okay.
Just to make the most of it, to be fair.
Okay. When you say you want to mix it up, what are you thinking about? In what way do you want to mix it up?
Just find a style that suits it best, I guess.
Okay. That suits it coming back. Okay.
Yeah, that just suits it looking as thick as it can.
So where it's thinned out is here, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now you've got like obviously a lot of density here,
Yeah,
but obviously for it to come back, it's coming back from here, right?
Yeah.
So obviously for that to come back,
Yeah.
we can't really the only probably way we can thicken it up is by maybe pushing it over to one side or something and doing something like that.
Right, okay.
You know what I mean? Then coming back.
Yeah.
Because obviously the more you come back, the more you expose.
Yeah.
Same as if you go front because of let's have a look at that. I mean, it looks a bit thicker coming forwards, to be fair, mate, if I'm honest with you. You only set on it going back?
I'm not too fast, to be fair. Don't know how thin it is from the back, though.
What's that, sorry?
Don't know how thin it is from the back.
Not as thin as it is from the front.
Right, okay.
The front is where the most exposure is. Because the thing is, you've got that level of thinning where you could cover it with like fibres, and that would like completely change it. It just depends on what you'd be set on.
I've never used fibres.
You've never used them before?
No.
They do really cover it up. But it's something that you have to do every single day. It's whether you'd be up for doing that. Because when I look at it there, can you see that sort of line that's coming straight across?
Yeah.
I mean, if we're talking about getting it as thick as possible, I would probably suggest the best thing to do is cut it like a crop. That would be my professional opinion. Because the shorter you go, the thicker we can make it look. The more we can control the hairline and control everything. If you still want to have it coming back, we're not gonna be able to change it around too much.
When you mentioned going to the side.
Yeah. So you're probably best going from right to left because that's where you got like a double crown here, and that's where it kind of splits better. So that's probably the best way. If we're going to try and save what we've got and give you something that we can work with, that is probably your best bet. Is coming in from a sort of parting. So not like obviously some would say comb over, but I think that's at the point we're at now. That's probably the best look we can get if you want to keep length in it. You see when you pull it over. You see the way all we're trying to do is try and make this bit look thicker. That's essentially what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
So again, we are limited to what we can do with just the hair. So obviously if you're going to pull this across, that's probably your best bet. If you don't want to go forwards, going back is probably not going to help. Yeah. But coming across would probably be a better thing. How come would you be against going like to a whole new different style?
I don't know whether I'll be against it. It's the thought of the unknown, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. But I think that's what I mean. This is what we've got to do today is do what we can to make it look as thick as possible. I don't know what else we can do cut wise that is going to change that, other than doing across to one side like that and cutting it right into the shape. So obviously getting rid of this overhang and getting rid of the kind of the undercut on both sides and cutting it right into match, or coming forwards and cutting it really short at the front and giving you almost what looks like a very short crop. That's probably the best I can give.
But you're saying that would need some sort of...
Would need fibres? No, I'm just saying the fibres would help. They would really make it look like you've got a ridiculously full head of hair.
What do you think about a shave?
I feel like you could pull the shaved head look off, personally. I really do. You're very lean, you know. Veins are popping. I can see that. Wish mine were.
Do you think it would suit being short? Not shaved, but the fringe?
Yeah, I do. Because if you think about it now, the only bits that you've got long are here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you take them away, that's you with a short haircut.
Yeah, my beard isn't normally as heavy as well.
Okay.
Just having
the beard matches. I don't think the beard really makes that much of a difference, to be fair, for what I can see now. I feel like if you look at that, obviously you've got length at the top, but if you take away the length and what you can see through, if you pull these sides away and you pull it back, because if you're wearing it slick back, it's essentially like having a short haircut because it's so close to the scalp as it's pushed back.
It's got no volume.
It's almost like it's got no volume or anything, so it looks as though it was almost shaved. But I think you would. I think you definitely would. It's just whether you want to brave it and do it. Because obviously, if you shave this off, it'd be extremely difficult to get back what you've got now.
Oh, really? Is that bad? Okay.
I think what would happen is it wouldn't grow as, because obviously where you've been working on this and keeping this long, that would probably take a while to get to that length back. I'm not trying to talk you out of it, I'm just trying to tell you the honest pointers, right? So whether you would be up for doing it. So obviously, what made you want to come on and do the save or shave? Then were you debating shaving it?
I was debating it. Yeah. To be fair, it's only recently started thinning quite bad.
Okay.
I take a lot of medication for an underlying health condition. Okay. Which is why it's evidently thinning. So yeah, I'm at that stage now where I'm like, well, if I just get rid of all of it, then like you said, I don't know if it's going to come back. Yeah,
that's it. I don't know. That's especially if you're on medication. Yeah. Obviously, it mustn't be helping with the.
I don't take anything at the minute in terms of like getting it back or looking after it. I just don't know because I'm 24 years old, so getting rid of it now then it's gone.
I think the thing is when you're trying to save like the hair to make it look the fullest and look its best, we've got to kind of take style out the window. Okay. And we've got to do what is just best for you. You know, so obviously when you said you wanted a few options or you want to play around with it, we don't have that many options to play around. It's either we do one thing or another. Yeah. And that's because that's genuinely the honest bit of advice I can give you. Because if we're trying to cover the thinning out, then we've got to do what we can to do that. You know what I mean? By a style. So sometimes you might have to sacrifice the style if you want to cover the hairline, cover up the recession, you know. The thing is with your hairline, you still got, apart from here, you've still got a really strong hairline.
Yeah, that's what I've noticed.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And if we would work on that and cut that in, obviously it would be a short haircut, but it wouldn't be a shaved head. Yeah. It would almost give the appearance of a shaved head to an extent, but it probably wouldn't be an actual, like, you know, I wouldn't be shaving it all off. But I just think that would be a good option if you were to, you know, like that one step before you're going to shave it. Yeah. It's just go really short, take the fringe away, shape it up a little bit to kind of fill the hairline up, and then obviously take the back and side short as well, and maybe fade them or whatever you want to go for. Okay. I know it's a big decision. Big decision, man. I know. And you've got Liam with the camera.
What would you say?
That's not my decision. I mean, look, I've given you the options, right? If I was you, I would opt for the latter. I would take it as short as you can go, shape the hairline, put a skin fade in there or something like that, and go that route. I think that would be the best for coverage. Okay.
And at the back, is it all right back there?
It's still going to show. It's still going to show that you've got thinning. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. It is. But no matter what we do, it's going to look like you have. Yeah. But a lot less there than it is at the front. So if you look at that coming forwards, you see the top there, right? Yeah. But if we were to do a fairly high fade, that would probably disguise that a lot. But then if we part it, you still see it. And if you come back, it covers it more, but then it exposes the front. So it's the lesser of two evils is going forwards. Yeah. Okay. Let's go forward. See that? Let's do it. I think it's the right decision. I think you'll know when you see the before and after. I think you'll pick the right one. Honestly, I think that's probably a good one for you. Then, because we did one. If you've never used fibers before, we did a video very similar to this. Right. Okay. Very, very similar to this. Okay. And we put the fibers on top, and it looked like it was incredible. Let's do it. Yeah? Yeah, that's it. Right, cool. You've made the right decision, man. Cheers, mate. I think so. And I think everyone watching will probably agree with that as well. I hope definitely. So. I reckon they will. So, back and sides, how short would you like to go?
Still got hair to play with on the sides, so I could do a skin fade or whatnot.
Yeah, if you want to. Okay. Yeah, if you want to, yeah. I think what I'd do is I'd take the skin fade fairly high though. Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, if we're changing it up, I'll leave it with you.
Alright, okay, yeah, that's fine. You happy for me to just do what we need to do?
Yes.
Alright, cool, man. Sweet. Thank you to the sponsor of this video and mini-series, Manual. After the success of our Talking Hair Loss series, we wanted to do something a little bit different this summer. And this summer we wanted to film 4 new episodes that stand out and are a little bit different than our usual episodes. And once again, Manual were kind enough to support us and once again bring it to the channel. If you don't know, Manual are a British company dedicated to becoming the destination for men's health. Manual offer tailored and medically approved treatments for a variety of issues specifically for men's health. And it's the hair loss treatments we're talking about today. The best thing about it all, it's all online. You visit the website, you answer a questionnaire about your medical history and receive a treatment recommendation. Your information goes to a specialist doctor on the platform, and from there you're consulted on a specific treatment plan for your case. You receive the products at home on a recurring basis with a medical follow-up throughout. Manual have also been kind enough to offer you a discount to celebrate the series on the channel. The code's on the screen now, but it's also in the description if you miss it, and the link to follow is also in the description. Click that to find out more about Manual and their hair loss treatments. And thanks again to Manual for bringing this mini-series to our channel. There's some great videos in this series, so make sure you subscribe, give us a like, and don't forget, comment and let us know what you think. Now, back to the video. What I want to do is I want to cut this to try and keep as much fullness as possible, and then create a nice short front to really build up the hairline, and just hopefully build up the thickness in general as well from the back. So no T-section, just coming straight from the back. Take off by that much. When I get to here, I continue straight up. Straight out, create like a box shape. Like that, bring that down. And I'm going to freehand the fringe later myself. And the section next to it. Maintain that fullness through the front there, you see. So you can see the difference thing coming back, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. How much fuller it starts to look, right? We don't need all this length here now. Yeah. I'm going to bring this section and cut this just below the round of the head, just like that. And come over, got our guy from the front. So, so you said it's happened quite recently, the hair loss, yeah? When did you really start to notice it, or how did you start to notice it?
I'd say it's probably been the last 6 months. Like I said, I've been on medication. So, yeah, I don't think that exactly helps, but I don't think I've looked after my hair as well, to be fair.
Okay.
I had a man bun for about 3 years as well, so I think constantly tying it up isn't really...
Did you really, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh. I mean, it depends how much tension you were putting on the front, really. I mean, were you pulling it quite tight?
No, not really, to be fair.
No, I don't think that would have anything to do with it. I feel like if you said it's gone so quickly, it must be the medication. It's got to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You said you were 24, right?
Yeah, 24.
And you noticed it since you started taking the medication?
I mean, it's been years on medication, to be fair. There's all sorts, chemo and all sorts. So.
Oh, right, okay. So yeah. I mean, it could be a mixture of the two, and then obviously, you know, it just results in hair loss, doesn't it? Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, it's. Well, hopefully, like, you know, even with having a short haircut like this, I still want it to look good on you. You know what I mean? It's not just like, you know, when we say we haven't got many options, we haven't, but we've still got options to make it work. You know what I mean? The whole purpose of my job is to try and make you look good. You know what I mean, with your hair, and I think this is a good way of doing it. You know what I mean? Doing it like this. But yeah, again, obviously, you know, we do get limited to what we can do in terms of, like, if we're trying to cover thinning up, then obviously we've got to do what's best for that. And obviously that still becomes a style at the same time, you know. But no, I mean, it's quite a big decision to make, isn't it? You know what I mean? When you're cutting something very short compared to what you've had done in the past, you know.
I've always wanted it short, to be fair.
Have you?
I've just never really trusted anyone to do it short for me.
So is this the shortest you'll have been?
Yeah.
Ever, would you say, yeah?
I'd say in my life, yeah, definitely. Since I've been about 5, probably.
Right, okay.
So
quite a long time then, yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
Right, okay. There you go. Right, I'm going to blast this through a little bit now. So when you started to notice the thinning, how did it make you feel?
I think obviously I'm just a bit more conscious of it thinning. Luckily, I'm not too self-conscious, so I've kind of just rolled with it, which is, like I said, over the last 6 months I've noticed it. I just thought, best to just tackle it head on, do something about it.
Definitely.
Not that I've looked at much, to be fair. I know a lot of people have said to me there's medications and stuff, but if possible, I'm not really looking to go down that route.
Yeah. I guess if you're taking a lot of medication daily, I can see why you wouldn't want to take any more, you know?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I haven't really done too much research on them. But yeah, it's just like I say, it's that lack of knowledge, but you just automatically think medication, just possible avoid it.
But the best thing to do is just, you know, we've teamed up with Manual and we've worked with them for a long time now, and if you go on and just have a consultation with them online, like you'll be able to find out a lot more. And you don't have to make a decision. Obviously, you can take that information away and decide whether it's right for you. You know, it's not something you have to do. But there are medications that could really help. You know what I mean? To what extent, I don't know. Depends on the level of thinning that you've got and how fast the rate it is and everything else. But again, you'll be able to speak to somebody from them, and they'll be able to give you a bit more understanding than what I can give you. You know what I mean?
So you would say it's been quite successful when you've seen it in use? Oh
God, yeah, 100%. I mean, I've worked with in and around, you know, minoxidil and finasteride for about, since about 2008.
Yeah.
I think it was the first time I ever saw anybody get results from using that combination.
Yeah.
And it was ridiculously, like, I mean, it was unbelievable, the results that he got, like, unbelievable. I didn't believe him.
Even from this state now, do you reckon?
I mean, it's hard to tell. It's really hard to tell because I didn't see what it was like beforehand. Yeah. You know what I mean? But most of the time, yeah, you do get some. It might just stop it where it is now. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, you might really like this look that we're giving you now. You might want to keep it, and then it could just prevent it getting worse. Yeah, maintain it. You know what I mean? And then perfect the look that you like. You know, the clients I saw, I only believed him because he showed me his work pass. Because he came in and he had basically pretty much a full head of hair, minus maybe a little bit towards the crown. But he showed me his work pass and he literally had like a little island here and nothing on the corners here.
Okay.
And I just didn't believe him at all. I was like, that's not even you. He's like, no, that was me. He said, I've been taking these tablets. And I was like, what are they? And he told me finasteride and minoxidil, and I had a clue what they were. You know, I'd only just like heard of them really. And when he told me that, I was like, no way. I went back and I don't think Google had much information on it at the time. I don't know if I remember correctly. And I asked a couple of clients, and then the more people you ask, they're like, "Oh yeah, I've used that before." You know? Okay.
I think it's a lot more common.
It's a lot more common than you think. I just don't think a lot of people tend to
talk about it,
shout from the rooftops about that they use medication. If you know what I mean. So right, so I'm going to put the fade in now. Okay, so I'm going to take this fairly high and tight. I think that will really give a bit more fullness to the top. Okay, so start with number 2. Just working up and off. Just dropping it down slightly at the crown, just to maintain head shape. I think because of the way your hairline is at the front, this has worked really well. Because if you didn't have such a strong hairline at the front, like I've basically just followed where your natural hairline is. So that's why it suits you so much, because I've just followed your natural line around there. So
I haven't really noticed much recession there, to be fair.
You haven't, no?
No. Seems to always be all right there.
Yeah. It's more just through the middle, isn't it? Mm-hmm. So with your face shape, I can get away with going very high and tight. See, it's quite flat. Okay. So I can get away with going fairly high and tight on your fade.
Would you keep the beard quite heavy with this look, or?
I would, yeah, personally, because I feel like when you've got a little bit of something going on as well with the face, it draws the attention away. Yeah. It just kind of becomes a style, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
So I would definitely keep the beard heavy. I'd have that as your thing, like a short crop hair, nice big thick beard. Okay. That can be your thing. I don't even think people will probably notice it, but I don't think they'll know what you've done today. They just think something's different, you know what I mean?
Right, okay.
So what other hairstyles have you had in the past then?
Just pretty much, it's always been fairly long. Either slicked it back or, like I said, I tied it up when I was at school for a bit. But haven't really gone off that, to be fair.
Oh really?
Yeah, like I said, it's always been thin, my hair, just naturally.
Right, naturally, yeah.
Just because how long I've been on the medication. It's just started thinning a lot more recently. So yeah, just to kind of tackle that, I've just kept it long.
Right.
Like I said, I've always wanted it short, but in terms of finding a style that I can have it short and also make sure it doesn't look too thin.
It's also, I think, having the confidence to have that conversation as well, isn't it? You know,
definitely.
You know, that's why it's always good to try and build a rapport with a barber. I mean, I'm lucky today because obviously we're here filming a video for this reason, so obviously we can have this conversation, but it's not a conversation that a lot of people can have just openly like this, is it, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
So I think it's definitely worth building that rapport with whoever cuts your hair. And then having that honest conversation. I think a lot of the time it's just about being honest and accepting what we can do, what we can't do. I think if we try and work around it, it's never going to look as good. Whereas if we just accept it and then do what we can with it, I feel like that's where you get the best results.
Yeah, I think that's why I was edging towards a shave in a way, just accepting it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, one last chance, why not? If
So,
it works, it works.
Well, yeah, exactly. I think that's a good idea, yeah. Right. So I'm going to blend in the 2 into the top. I'm going to stretch the blend down so you've got a really nice sharp fade. And I'll show you exactly how I'll shape up the edges to really strengthen the hairline a bit more. And then hopefully you should see a difference.
Is using something like fibre something you'd advise? A lot of people do it. It's quite a normal thing.
Very normal. More people. I mean, I would say nearly every single photograph of a fade online has got some sort of enhancements done to it now, mate.
Right. Okay.
So a lot of people you see with fades will have some sort of fibre or enhancement on it. Yeah.
You just pop them on the top like you did then, and then just dab them
Yeah.
down.
You can get loads of different applicators. You can get like ones that are like little like old perfume, like spray bottles you can spray onto it.
Yeah.
Loads of things you can do now. Just to the fade, you will see on Instagram and stuff like that will have some sort of enhancement on the corners. You probably don't notice it yourself because you're not in the industry, but there's little telltale signs that you can spot it.
Yeah.
And because a lot of the time it's very hard to get a really ridiculously drawn on lineup.
Yeah.
Because most people's hairlines just don't allow for it. There's lots of companies that you can get them on as well. And to be honest, I think if you told someone you're using fibres, I think the majority of people with short hair would probably say, "Oh yeah, I've used them before. My barber's used them on me before," or something, you know. So it's so easy. It's a bit like using a styling powder.
Yeah.
Realistically, that's all it'd be like. It's just, everyone styles the hair with fibres, with powders. It's the same amount of effort with fibres. Same thing, So is a skin fade something that you not normally have done?
Oh no, I would normally get skin fades.
You would, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't normally take it as high.
Ah, right, okay, yeah. They're more like low tapers and stuff like that, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, so. Now that looks a lot thicker all over than what it did when it was brushed back. A lot more. What do you think?
Yeah, got what you mean.
It does, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. It's a lot fuller.
Yeah.
Now if you had to add fibres to that, if I show you, show what it looks like before, so you can see. So even fibres, it looks a lot fuller from both sides. There's not like trying to cover anything up, not like you're doing a comb over or anything at all. There's the face, it's nice and high. Yeah. All the way around, right? Yeah. So only in this light when you're above it is where it notices it a lot finer. If you go back where I am, you wouldn't notice it at all. Okay. Now we sprinkle a little bit of this over the top. My distance from the top like that, from the height. Doesn't look like you've got hardly anything.
Yeah, big difference there.
See? So if you could do that every day, then put on your locking spray, which makes it waterproof, then I feel like you've kind of covered everything up there, mate. So yeah, so go the fibres. They're obviously gonna be like an instant fix, right? But obviously you have to do them every day. They're the cut and the fibres are gonna help with what we've done today, right? But obviously, if you really want to figure out maybe how to stop it or grow it back, or maybe speak to manual, have a consultation with them, see what they say, see if they can help, and you'll get a better understanding of your own hair once you've spoken to them as well, you know.
Yeah.
So it might be worth doing. Once you got your fibres, have a chat to them. Right. When you see what your hair's like on a daily basis,
yeah,
you'll probably be like, yeah, I want to try and sort this out.
Yeah.
And then that way you can obviously speak to manual and see what they can do for you. I'm going to just take the gown off, and I want you to see it from every angle, right? So that's how it looks all the way around.
Yeah,
so
really
your fade is drawn in, so you can just get drawn to your fade being high. You see the darkness. You don't then look any higher up. You just see all the edging and detailing. So the point of doing that is to try and draw the attention away from the top. Yeah. But compared to what you look like when you came in, even without the fibres, it's massive.
Yeah, I'm really happy with that.
Yeah, you happy? Yeah.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Thank you.
Thanks, man. I'm made up. We saved it. We saved it. So yeah, let's see where you can go with this. Yeah. You know what I mean? Let's see if you can keep the style. Have your chat with manual, see what they say. Yeah. And then get the powders going, see what you think of that, and see if you can keep up with it.
Perfect.
Awesome, man. Really Thank you very much, mate.
Thank you, mate. You too.
Good to meet you, Arran.
Really
Thanks,
appreciate
man.
that. Thank you.
You're welcome. But when you see it now without any light shine on, you look completely different.
Yeah, I do. I really do.
You know? Yeah, man. Look into it.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, mate. Thank you.
Just what I got you, the minoxidil sprays and stuff. Are they decent? Or
they do the same thing. Yeah. Obviously, you get a better result internally. Yeah. But yeah, they still work. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, same. I think you'd be less likely to get any serious allergies or reactions by doing the spray than taking it internally. Yeah. So if you want to give it a go first time, but again, speak to them. Speak to them. See what they recommend. You're speaking to medical professionals, mate. Yeah. I can give you so much advice, but they'll give you tons more, and they'll advise you what to do.
Okay, that's brilliant.
Awesome. You're welcome, man. Thank you very much, Arran. Cheers, mate. You're welcome, man. Thank you.